This video is sponsored by Incogni. We've all heard the expression, if you're not, sometimes it's necessary to venture into the real world and do an activity, and I thought I could share what to look for and what dangers you might encounter if you face your social anxiety head on with alcohol and then go out for a night. Starting location. The starting location is always someone's apartment where you can pre-drink, or pre-game as the Americans say because they clearly don't take it seriously enough. This is the most important stage of going out because it's where you and your friends have a few drinks to loosen up and come up with the game plan for the rest of the night. The game plan is the same this time as it always is, which is getting progressively more drunk and making it up as you go along. Once you and your friends have come up with concepts of a plan, it's time to set out on your hero's journey into the harsh, debilitating environment, where you must trek forth for several steps until you get to the Uber. If you live in the north, you'll befriend a nice Indian man who will simply ask you to rate 5-star, and if you're anywhere below the 37th parallel, your driver will say, "No inglés," and then quietly play Spanish news radio. Objectives of leaving the starting location: be 2 drinks in. Dangers. Everyone is really strict with ID these days, so make sure no one left their identification at home. The first encounter. Option 1. Happy hour or anything. A lot of really nice restaurants actually have great happy hours because they're hoping you'll come, have a few happy hour drinks and appetizers, create a nice pre-dinner buzz, and then a few people decide to stay for dinner and a $60 bottle of wine. Unfortunately, this isn't a Las Vegas casino, and your deception is powerless against me. I will have 5 glasses of sparkling wine and 2 dozen oysters for $35, then I'll dip immediately at 5:59 p.m. Even the Jerry Springer of finance would be begging me to spend more money. So prepare to tank the losses on your corporate taxes because I've won before, I've won today, and I will be back to win again. Objectives. Have some food and more drinks to prepare you for the arduous journey ahead. Dangers. Many of these restaurants employ attractive waitresses who try to manipulate you for more money with lustful incantations like, "How was your day?" or "Is everything tasting okay?" Do not fall for their siren song and always be the change you want to see. Remember, tipping is a social construct. First encounter option 2, dive bar. Dive bars are pretty much the cheapest option you have for going out, usually on the edge of town and not that busy, but you probably won't find your life partner here unless you're looking to donate one of your kidneys to them real soon. Objectives, cheap drinks and guaranteed free seats. Dangers, you get a glimpse into your future for when your life completely falls apart. Also, if you lose a bar fight and allergic to peanuts, you will die. The second location. The second location is the last moment you can still turn back and abandon the plan, which is seeing if it's going to be an actual night out, or if someone says something cowardly like, "I have work tomorrow," or "I have a wife and kids and need to spend time with them." This is why the second location has to be where you spend the most on drinks and potentially meet random strangers that will join your party and reinvigorate lost morale into the group. Craft Brew Pub. Now, as someone who's been drinking IPAs for 10 years, you might say, "Jamie, I just tried my first IPA and it was terrible. How long until they start tasting good?" In my experience, at least 11 years. Type of party member you might recruit: 30-year-old mustachioed indoor rock climber. He likes music festivals and planning summer road trips in his Kia Sedona, a chill addition to your party but no special party buff. Chance of success: high. Option 2, cocktail bar. Cocktail bars aren't the best for group outings because they have limited seatings and are usually really busy, but they are a classic date idea for a reason, which is that most girls don't actually know what food is, and so typically live off of iced matcha lattes and small processed bags of carbohydrates they have stashed in strategic locations to forget about and then rediscover throughout the day. Cocktails and bar snacks are basically just an upscale version of this, tricking them into thinking you are capable of providing a better version of their current lifestyle. You unfortunately cannot, as you're paying for the check by letting your car loan go to collection. Type of party member you might recruit: wife. Chance of success: low. Option 3, natural wine bar. This is what the modern hipster has adopted after moving on from craft beer. We can't afford houses or children, but we can afford houseplants, tattoos, and overpriced dining experiences. If you've ever had the luxury of visiting Europe, you know you can go to any supermarket and buy drinkable wine for €3, or go full top shelf of the supermarket for $5. If you go to Korea or Japan, you can buy a bottle of soju or sake for $1.50, but in North America, you can go to a natural wine bar and spend $90 on fortified kombucha that has a living organism growing inside of it. You might think this is a scam until you see the bottle has a quirky label on it you can post on Instagram for clout, and then you also realize the bar is filled with hot millennials. Type of party member you might recruit: someone else's wife. Chance of success: medium. The last stop. Deep in your psyche, this is where you knew you were going all along, back when you said, "Yeah, we'll see how it goes, I guess." This is the most dangerous part of your journey, and each location option has a drunk boss fight you and your friends have to overcome. In order to conquer the last stop, you and your party has to strategically time your arrival with when your blood alcohol level is reaching a crescendo, as all of these locations require you to be as stupid as possible while still being conscious in order to take on the boss fight. House party. A house party is the prime location for bad late night decision making because there'll be lots of drunk people you don't know, one extremely stressed sober person trying to manage the $20,000 in damage being done to their parents' property, and a bunch of frat guys who are probably going to be in the news tomorrow. Boss fight. Not ending up in an ambulance. Option 2. Nightclub. While most people find that it's easier to dance the later the night goes on because you're more and more drunk, it also gets a lot harder because the floor gets more and more sticky. It's better to not ask questions on the subject. Boss fight. The 6 double cheeseburgers, 20 nuggets, and Oreo McFlurry you're about to order at McDonald's. Option 3. Gay bar. As someone who lives on the West Coast, here we just call them bars, but have you ever been to a gay bar and accidentally made eye contact with someone who was clearly staring directly at you? You're immediately part of the culture, because no matter how quickly you look away, he will be trying to shake your hand in 10 seconds. Instead of saying, "Oh, hey man, I'm not gay, I'm just here for a friend's party," in the most masculine straight guy way possible, possible, your brain, having never been in this situation before, will try to be polite and say, "Oh no, I already have a drink, but thank you." When he then brings you another drink anyway, and you say, "Oh my god, I really can't. No, really give it to someone else." I mean, okay, if we just have it really fast, but then I have to go back to my friends. This goes about as well as you'd expect, because every server at a gay bar learned to make drinks watching Janae from Mahalo.com.
Using his defeat against the Deep Sea King as nourishment, he is powered up even further towards a fallen angel. And this is shown in Prisoner being able to fight Melzagard, a dragon level monster who one-shot the Sky King. So Deep Sea King only defeated a very weak version of Prairie Prisoner. Using his defeat against the Deep Sea King as nourishment, he is powered up even further towards a fallen angel.
Well, folks, it's about that time. I got tagged in this one today, and it says, could Putty Prisoner beat the Immortal? If we just take this fight at sheer face value from what we know about both characters, who do you really think about to win that? Prisoner's most notable one-on-one fight is him versus the Deep Sea King. We know he's at least able to damage a weakened Sea King. He got absolutely wrecked by him. Deep Sea King at his best is a demon level threat. Demon level is basically city level. Now, you can debate exactly how large each one of these cities are because some of them can be country level, some can be island. So let's just say highball, you need island level power to defeat a demon. Prisoner has defeated Valkuma, who was demon level, while also being able to damage Psycho Orochi, who was dragon. With that being said, that does not put him on par with the Immortal, who showcased the strength to not only be able to do battle and stagger and damage Omni-Man, but also match blows with him. Omni-Man has showcased far greater destructive potential than those demon class. Prisoner would not have been able to stop this meteor. Omni-Man is strong enough to stop asteroids the size of Texas. Immortal can fight him, so I definitely give it to him. Well, folks, it's about that time. I got
なぜこん。てっきり先生は道場に行くものだと思ってました。
ああ、あの手のじいさんはしつこいからな。あんな感じでやり過ごさねえと後々面倒なことになんだよ。
のんきに構えよって。だが油断は禁物じゃぞ。隙あり。
まずは半分程度の力で様子を見ようか。彼氏の手編みのセーターが破けた。あなたは絶対に許さん。くそ、シルバーファンクでなぜそんなに速い。今は対抗心を燃やしてる場合じゃ。演じるぞーし。おいオカマ、てめえ俺の前走んな、おっせえぞ。演じるぞーし。てめえ言ってるだけじゃねえか。
This is probably going to be one of the most honest videos I've ever made. I'm figuring out a lot of stuff about myself, and I feel like it's only fair that I share it with you guys too. Because at the end of the day, I want you guys to recognize that my life is not perfect. My life is far from perfect. And I know the title of this video is Women Will Ruin Your Life, but everything I'm about to say applies to both men and women. So ladies that are watching this too, just think about the same thing flipped. You know, I know you guys go through stuff too, because men also ain't shit. I don't know, y'all. I feel like you guys think that my life is perfect and it's not. And I go through stuff just like everybody else. But like, just for the record, y'all, I've never been suicidal. I've never thought about ending my life, nor do I want to. But I can safely say, after being successful, I do understand why celebrities kill themselves. And it's because, like, all the followers, man, the money, it doesn't truly fulfill you. And I don't want to act like it doesn't help. You know, everybody knows that, like, the main problems you have in life is money problems. It's always about, ooh, can I afford that? Money alleviates most of your problems in life. Still, there's some areas of my life that I wish were better, which is why I titled this video, Women Will Ruin Your Life. And I realized that the only aspect of my life right now that I don't like is women. I catch myself sad. You know, like, I enjoy being single, but at the same time, I've been through a few relationships and I've learned a lot of stuff from them. I've been gaslit in relationships. I've been lied to in relationships. I've also gaslit in relationships. I've also lied in relationships. I've also not been 100% faithful in relationships. So I never want to sit here and act like I'm perfect, because I'm far from it. I'm nowhere near perfect. Like I said, I'm not perfect at all. But I know, and I've learned, that I will never let women affect me the way that I've been affected by women this far. I've been disrespected on so many levels when it comes to women, and it's honestly to the point now to where, like, I have to respect my last name. You know, like, I am somebody, even if I wasn't who I am today, just as a regular person, like, I'm still somebody, and I'll never let a woman have as much power and control over my life as they have in the past. And you know, it sucks to say that, man, because, like, bro, I'm so positive. I put out so much positivity. Like, I overextend my hand to a lot of people, and I try to do the best that I do in relationships, out of relationships, friendships, any person I encounter, my YouTube friends, my friends in the house, my mom, my dad, my stepdad. You know, like, I always try to do right by everybody, and it just sucks whenever I get done wrong myself. I know there's a lot of you guys out there that are virgins, you know what I'm saying? Bro, hold on to that. You know, like, hold on to your virginity, bro. When I say that, I genuinely mean it. Like, as soon as you start having sex, bro, life changes. You guys don't realize how much your mind changes after, you know what I'm saying, you have sex. Like, sex is such a strong, intimate thing, and as soon as you give somebody your body, it's like the deepest connection you could possibly have with another human of the opposite gender, you know? Make sure you give it to somebody you genuinely care about. And thankfully enough, I gave it to somebody who I got in my first relationship with. Wants to have a relationship. Like, I feel like when it comes to my feelings as a person, and just recently, I'm nowhere near as happy as I was a few years ago. And there's so many factors to that. It's business. You guys don't realize how big of a business YouTube is. And you know, like, even when it comes to women, like, what their true intentions are, it's like, bro, me being who I am, I have no idea if women truly want me for me, or if it's because I'm in this damn Lamborghini, bro. Like, that's why I try to come off as regular as I can and wear the clothes that I wear and be as respectful to everybody as I can, because I don't ever want to seem like I'm above nobody. But at the end of the day, I am somebody, and I worked hard to create the name that I have and be able to have the money that I have and do all these dope experiences and things. But it's like, bro, at the end of the day, even after I can go on stage with the baby for an hour, bro, and be the absolute happiest I can be. I can go on tour in front of you guys and be smiling, having a great time. And then as soon as it's over, as soon as I get into a quiet room, it's like, I'm not as happy as I should be. I have nobody to call my own. You know, it's like I have nobody to go home to. I have no specific woman in my life that like just makes me happy and makes me forget about how stressful my job is and how stressful YouTube can be and how stressful comment sections can be and just stuff like that. Like I have nobody. And it's like, this ain't no plea for y'all to go and find me nobody or, you know, no girl to come save the day. But it's like not having a companion in your life does get sad sometimes. And, you know, I used to have somebody. She was pretty dope, but she's almost brainwashed me into thinking that the reason we went wrong is because of me, when the whole first year, she was the one that was doing stuff that was wrong. And then once we started dating, I started messing up because in the back of my head, I'm still thinking about all the stuff she did the whole year prior to us officially dating. And then I messed up and did some stuff in the relationship that ruined the actual relationship. But, you know, like there's things that build up to the actions that we make. And she brainwashed me so much into thinking that it was literally all my fault. Like I'm the only one who ever did anything wrong. And it's like, man, that shit will mess your head up so much, bro. Like being told so much that you're the problem will genuinely make you feel like it's 100% you. And I'll never let no woman put me in a situation like that ever again. Like, hell nah. Man, it's like I was doing everything possible. I'm, you know, paying off credit cards. I'm making gift baskets and stuff. I'm getting flights and stuff for her and her family. I'm getting her family's flights. I'm dealing with stuff I shouldn't have to deal with just because I'm a nice person. And it feels like as soon as you do one small thing wrong, it's like everything you've done that's positive just goes out the window. And I'm not going to say no names. You know, I've been in a few relationships. I've been in relationships with women that you guys have never even seen on camera, you know. I'm tired of being almost tricked into thinking that only I do stuff wrong. And that's what I don't like. This video is going to be so all over the place, bro, but it's really just me sitting here talking alone. Like, I know what you guys are probably thinking, like, how can you be depressed in a Lamborghini? How can you be depressed having all this money? How can you be depressed making everybody laugh and smile, like, everywhere you go? How can you be depressed you're going on tour? You know, it's like, man, y'all got to realize when you're in front of that crowd, bro, everything feels amazing. But as soon as all the cheering and yelling stops, you get in a quiet room and you're alone, it's like, bro, this shit is depressing. And it's like not the crowd yelling. That's not the depressing part. That's the dope, energetic, fun, lit, amazing, you know what I'm saying, part of it. But it's like when you get behind closed door and reality sinks in and your actual personal life sinks in, it's like, man, you guys don't realize I put you guys' happiness before me. And I've been doing that for the past like 3 years, man. Like I'm uploading these longer videos for you guys. You know what I'm saying? I extended the tour because people in other cities were sad that I didn't go to their city. So I added 16 more cities to go to make you guys happier. I'm not even focusing on my own happiness. I'm not focusing on my body. I'm not focusing on my mental. It's like I put everybody in front of me. And I think that's what's killing me, bro. And it's like, I love what I do. Like, I swear I do, bro. Like, my job doesn't feel like a job, you know? But like, man, I'm now uploading 30 to 40 minute videos and people are still saying, make your videos longer. And I know it's not literally the video isn't long enough. I know that you guys see it as you guys have been having a horrible week. And when you watch this video for 30 minutes, you're happy as hell for 30 minutes. And as soon as you hear the video cut off and you go in your room and you sit down and you're alone scrolling on your phone, it's like, man, you still have the problems that you have. Like, your problems didn't go away. You were just happy and forgot about your problems for 30 minutes because of my videos. And it's like, I'm editing my videos. I'm always thinking about the next video. For 2 years, I was doing my own merch. I finally have a merch company that's killing it now. It's like, there's so much stress on me. And I feel like, sadly enough, women have added more stress than relieve stress in my life. I don't hate any woman I've ever dated. I care a lot about them still to this day, you know, but it's just like, Will I find my person? I don't know, y'all. I just think the worst thing is putting in so much effort and time and dedication and money and love into something and it just not work. Bro, real talk, bro, I pray that y'all never go through a heartbreak. I pray y'all never go through a serious breakup. I pray that y'all find the one person you love young and you guys spend the rest of your life with them. But it's like, man, me on the other end, I did trial and error. Nah, I gotta find something else, you know? I even had some girls try to talk about my character, like as a person. Like, I know I'm a great person. I'm a good ass person, bro. Like, I know that, and can't nobody tell you that you're not a good person. You know, if you know that your intentions are pure and your intentions are true, it's like, bro, nobody can tell you shit. But still, for some stupid reason, women have like such a chokehold on my feelings. And, you know, like, even women who have done me wrong, like, I just hate how much control they can have over me or how much control they've had over me. So I was like, I don't know if I'm ruining it for the next girl that comes along, but I can't do as much as I've done in the past for the next one. Like, these other girls have not ruined it, but made it difficult. I just think the hardest part is you can care so much for somebody, and after everything falls apart, it's like you're never going to see this person ever again, or you're never going to have that level of affection or compassion with this person ever again. Or you might not ever see this person ever again, and you gonna pass away one day and you never get to see them ever again, but you cared so much about them for so long. I just gotta make sure I'm not stupid enough to where I ruin it for the next person that comes along. There's somebody out there for everybody. Like, all the problems that you're going through, like, there's somebody out there that will do everything you love times 10 and never make you worry about if there's somebody else, or never make you worry about if they really care about you. Like, you just gotta find them, and finding them is the hardest part. It's easy to say you're gonna find them, but actually doing it is so difficult. It's like all the women that I've dated or spoke to or been in a relationship with, whatever, it's like I've been introduced through somebody else. I've never found a person myself. I've never been at some restaurant, seen somebody and walked up and started talking to her, and that was the person I've dated. It's always been, hey, I know this person, I think she'd be a good fit for you. And then you go all in and shit falls apart. And, you know, women haven't ruined my life. I can say that for a fact, you know. Like, no woman has ruined my life. I love my life, you know. Nobody has ruined it. But if I would have kept on the same path I was going, they could have ruined it, is what I realize now. Man, one of the girls I was dating, me and her tried to go and get back in a relationship like 15 times. Like, I should have known right then and there that that wasn't the one. You shouldn't have to break up 15 times. You shouldn't have to break up at all. I'd say it should probably be 1, 2 max. You shouldn't keep going back to somebody and it's just not working. Then stuff gets damaged. It'll never be the same that it used to be. It's like, I should have known that this person wasn't the one if it took us 15 tries and it still didn't work. Like, it's just stupid decisions like that, y'all. Like, don't do that. Don't be like me. Don't try to go back to the same person 30 times hoping that one of these times things will change, because if it didn't change the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th time, it's not going to change the 30th, man. And I've been sitting in this car for 25 minutes talking. I didn't even know that it's been that long. I just don't want you guys to make the same decisions I made, and I want you guys to, you know, be millionaires one day. I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to have an amazing family. I really just want to let you guys know my life ain't perfect. And I don't want you guys to think that either. I have problems with my friend group. I have problems with my mom. I have problems with my dad. I have problems with, you know, women. It's like everything is not as jolly as it seems. It's hella fun. Don't get it twisted. My life is definitely fun, definitely, but it ain't perfect. You know, I struggle with the same stuff you guys struggle with. I'd probably say the only difference is just money. I don't really struggle with money, but I still struggle with depression. Sadly, I never thought that I'd be a person that could fall into depression, and I see how people can fall into it. I'm not depressed currently, but I feel like I could fall into it. Like I feel like I could. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll learn to put my own feelings and health ahead of everything else, you know, like even ahead of you guys. At the end of the day, I got to make sure I'm good before I make sure you guys are good. But I don't see myself doing that anytime soon. I'll just make sure I keep on making you guys happy until I retire and just quit YouTube and everything. So don't know when that day is going to be. I don't know how much gas I still got left in the tank for what I do. But now that I'm like single, I'm going to make sure that I focus on myself. I might even do like maybe like therapy or something, you know, maybe like an intervention or something, bro. I don't know. I'd rather solve whatever internal problems I have while I can and while they're still fresh than drag these internal problems on for years and years and years and then look back and wonder why I ended up getting depressed. Because, you know, I don't want to be that person that falls into depression and then I could have just fixed it, you know, like early on. Like I want to attack my problems early before they get too bad to where I never come back from them. And I mean, same thing for anybody who's watching, you know, it's like, bro, you got to try to fix these problems ahead of time before they progress and get worse. Because I don't want to think that there's no woman out there in the world for me. I don't want to think like that. There's moments where I feel like that, but that's not true. That's not true at all. There's plenty of women who would love to have me as a person, you know. There's no idea how long that's going to be. It's like, I want a family, bro. I want kids. I want some dogs. I want to start a family. I've learned a lot in these past relationships, and I hope that I take all the good stuff that I learned and apply it to the next one, and I hope I get rid of all the bad, and I try to never hold past relationships, like hold on to them and bring them into the next relationship. I don't want to do that, man. I just want to be happy in every aspect of life. And one thing that I've realized is if you're happy in every aspect, something new will pop up, because it's impossible to have a perfect life, you know? And that's why I got to make sure I'm getting closer to God every day, man, because the only thing that'll fulfill you besides, you know, your friends, your family, you know, a companion is God, bro. And I'm realizing that more and more. Like, I've always been a Christian. I've always been not too big into Christianity. You know, I'm being honest. Like, I love the Lord. I believe he's real. I try to pray as much as I can. I try to get a better